Okay, so this one is called Fairy Haven and the Quest for the Wand, and it's by Gail, Carson, Levine, and it's a chapter book. And in that first picture, you can see there's a fairy here, and she's swimming in fishes. Think she's a mermaid or just a fairy? She looks like a fairy to me, so we'll find out. Okay, chapter 1. There she is, flying on a dove. So let's see what it's all about. The mermaids dived when Ronnie approached, diving in on Brother Dove's back. It broke Ronnie's heart to see them go. She was a water talent fairy, and she loved mermaids. Only the mermaid Soup remained, treading water just long enough to see that Ronnie had brought no wand. Then she dived too. "Wait!" Ronnie shouted as Brother Dove landed on Marooner's Rock. "I want you to have a wand. Mother Dove won't let me." It was too late. Ronnie was talking to Soup's tail, just as she had yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before that. She told Brother Dove to leave her. Alone on Marooner's Rock, she wept. Because of her talent, she wept often, sweated easily, and her nose tended to run. After drying her eyes on a leaf kerchief, she kicked off her sensible walking shoes and slipped into the lagoon. Of all fairies, Ronnie was the only one who could swim, and that was because she had no wings to drag her under. I didn't notice that, but she doesn't have any wings, does she? When she was tired of floating and splashing, she made a play mermaid out of water. It was too bad the real mermaids hadn't stayed to see. The water mermaid seemed to have scaly skin. Its fingernails were tiny fins, and it was almost as graceful as a real mermaid. Ronnie even gave it a long pink scarf, just like Soup's. So there's the mermaid that she built. I guess it's out of bubbles and maybe some shells. It's interesting anyway. Ranny swam with the imitation mermaid, but she couldn't make its tail swish. Worse, its eyes were empty, and its smile never varied. In the end, she turned it into a pyramid of bubbles. If only she had a wand for Soup. Ronnie had no illusions. The wand wouldn't make Soup like her. Mermaids looked down on fairies, and a fulfilled promise wouldn't change that. But first, Ronnie would use the wand to make Soup her friend. Then she'd hand it over, and everything would be lovely. Brother Dove came for Ronnie at sunset. The lagoon is perilous at night because the mermaids sing their most magical songs then. Pirates see dead sea captains. Birds fly upside down. Fairies turn into bats. For her part, Soup was enraged. She'd given Ronnie a comb in exchange for a wand, and she wanted the wand. She had plans for it. She was convinced Ronnie was taunting her by returning to the lagoon every day without it. Soup wanted to vent her anger, but fairies were beneath her. So for a month after the hurricane, she did nothing. Finally, one night, she was too angry to sing. The next morning, she didn't dive when Ronnie arrived. Ronnie was thrilled. Her glow flared. She wept happy tears. "Oh, Soup! Oh, Soup!" She wanted to say the fascinating things she practiced for this moment about swimming and fish fins and underwater castles. "Oh, Soup!" Soup smiled pleasantly until Brother Dove left. Then she reared up so that she was balanced precariously on the tip of her tail. The smile vanished. "You promised. You promised, and I have waited. I've waited patiently." This wasn't true. She'd been angry since the first day. "When will you fulfill your promise?" She flopped back down on Marooner's Rock. and whispered menacingly, "Beware a mermaid's wrath." So there she is. That's Ronnie talking to that Soup with the green hair. Ronnie dabbed at the seawater and sweat on her face with a handkerchief. "I want you to have it, but if you want me to have it," Soup said, "why don't I have it?" "I'd need to get it." The only other time they'd met, Ronnie had told Soup that Never Fairies didn't have wands. They had fairy dust and Mother Dove. "But Mother Dove won't let me." "Excuses. Observe, little fairy." Soup beckoned the water below. "My name is Ronnie," she said ingratiatingly. Automatically, Soup said, "I am Soup." Then she frowned. She didn't want to be polite. "It doesn't matter what your name is. Watch the water." It lapped higher and higher on the rock, up to the hem of Ronnie's skirt. "Fulfill your promise. Bring a wand to our castle. The water is rising in your fairy haven. Don't!" Ranny's water talent wasn't strong enough to dry up a flood. Not even with the combined talents of every water talent fairy would be strong enough. A flood would destroy Fairy Haven. "Oh, don't!" "Bring me a wand." And Soup dived. And that's the end of chapter 1. It's pretty exciting so far, isn't it? I'll see if I can get chapter 2 in tomorrow. See you later. Bye.